Profit is our business. Our business is what we do from a business perspective, how we make money. So now we're moving to the profit keys. Now, what's number one? Strategizing. Strategizing, right? We need to have strategies, winning strategies in order to succeed. And strategies is about creating a detailed approach to achieve specific goals. We call this SMART goals, specific goals, right? So diving into what are those specific goals, and then deciding which domino actions are the most important. And this is the concept of the big three. If I was to give you any advice, one piece of advice for moving forward for the rest of your lives, it would be to think about the concept of the big three and go back to that training 2, 3, 4 times a year, right? Take the exercise. What's my big three? Am I back? Am I focused? Do I understand what my big three are today, this week, this quarter, this year? Because that will change. That focus will change your life, right? Change your actions, change your life. Selling is a dirty word, right? Selling. A lot of people view selling as a dirty word. And one of the best books I've ever read is Daniel Pink, To Sell is Human. To Sell is Human. It's an incredible book. And what he essentially advocates for is, or proposes, is that we're selling ourselves at every point in our lives. There is no time in our lives where we are not selling. That essentially the vast majority of what we do in our lives is selling. Right? If we're with our significant other, we're selling ourselves in terms of what we bring, and they're selling themselves to each day, right? Do I love you? There's a little bit of selling to love. Right? There's a little bit of selling. Hey, I'm doing this for you, right? Now you're not actually going, starting to list all the things you do for someone to prove that you love them, right? But all those actions lead up to a sale, right? In your business world, of course, you're selling, right? If you want to succeed, you have to sell who you are and what you provide. And essentially, that's what we talk about in terms of the concept of selling, is showing your value to potential customers and clients, right? Showing your value. And this we call generally in the business world a value statement. Do you have a value statement? Do you understand the value you bring? And if you don't, take some time to develop your value statement. What do you bring? Right? As a real estate agent, I have what I call the 3 A's. The 3 A's in order to help people. It helps me remember how to define my value to them. And it's assessing someone's needs, right? So I'm helping them understand what they want, right? Because when a customer or a client comes to you and they tell you what they want, do they really understand everything that they want? Not usually, no, right? So you're having to ask questions in order to get to a better understanding and help them have a better understanding of what they want. So assessing their needs. And then it's advancing a plan, right? What's advancing a plan? Well, it's okay. What are we going to do to help you get what you want, right? If you're a real estate agent, that's okay. Let's put together a search. Let's review the homes before we go out. Let's see if they line up to your needs. Let's go out. Let's advance the ball here, right? Let's advance a plan. Let's write a contract, right? So advance a plan and advocate for the client, right? That's negotiate, that's represent them, that's have their back, right? So it's a clear value. There's a clear, I understand what I do, right? I don't, I don't look for homes for folks. What I tell people is I don't look for home, right? There's a lot, somebody asked me about 4 or 5 years ago, they said, I don't need a realtor because I don't need help looking for homes. I said, well, that's great. That's not what I do. They said, really? I said, yeah, I said, the internet, I do add a little bit of value because there are some homes that are not on the public market that I can help source. But for the most part, you're right. You don't need me to look for a home. It's not what I do. What do you do? Well, and then I rolled through what I do, right? It's very different, right? 20 years ago, I did help people look for homes because homes were not on the internet. Selling is also, now this is the next step. Selling is also aligning what they want with what you offer. Aligning what they want with what you offer. That's what, when you're in a consultation with a client, with a potential client or customer, it starts with what they want, right? The biggest mistake that we make as professionals is starting to give our value proposition before we understand what they want, right? What do you want, right? Who can I help? You, your family, your company. What are you looking for? Where are you looking for it? Where does it fit within your life, within what you want, within a certain geography? When are you looking for this to happen? How much are you looking to spend? How do you want to do the process, right? I'm asking questions, and then, and only then am I aligning what I do with what they want, right? Used to be back in the day when I was first in business, it was, oh, you want this? Well, here's what I do, right? And I'm like throwing up all the things that I do for people. And it wasn't, and once I started to ask questions and listen to what people wanted, then my selling was much more effective. And then finally, it's sharpening. Profiting is sharpening. Now, what is sharpening is? It's evaluating your experiences to gain insight and to improve. Sharpening your tools, right? When you evaluate your experiences, then you have an opportunity to learn from them, and that enhances your expertise because you know how to handle that situation moving forward in a better way, right? You may not get that exact situation, but right, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So all of a sudden, you know how to approach something. And then sharpening is acquiring new knowledge or skills to empower yourself and your business, right? So sharpening is it happens through your experience and learning and reflecting, and it also happens through learning from others, right? To empower yourself and your business. So and recognize the two components there: you, me, and my business, right? So it's acquiring new knowledge for me, myself, and also for my business.